If Lane Kiffin's departure was a distraction for the Ole Miss Rebels, you wouldn't know by how they played on Saturday. In the first ever college football playoff game in the history of Mississippi, Ole Miss throttled Tulane 41-10 to capture their first ever playoff win and punch their ticket to the Sugar Bowl.
Didn't play perfect by any means. Kind of started pretty slow on both sides of the ball throughout the first quarter, and then came in at halftime. Thought they responded, but we didn't play clean. And our big thing is when guys have the opportunity at this point in the season, they got to take advantage of those. And then we had some guys late in the game that went in that we need to play a little better. But super excited for our program, more importantly for our players, to be able to play again. And that was the message to them throughout it. You're playing to play again, and don't let this season end. So it's a really good group, a lot of grit, a lot of toughness that are fun to be around. So,
following an electric pregame, Kewan Lacey got the party started with a 20-yard rushing touchdown less than a minute into the game to put Ole Miss in front early. Tulane tried to answer, but Green Wave quarterback Jake Retzlaff was picked off by Jalen Braxton in the red zone. It took the Rebels offense just 4 plays to get back in the end zone as quarterback Trinidad Chambliss took the ball in from 4 yards out to make it 14-zip. The Rebs took a 17-3 halftime lead and outscored Tulane by 17 in the second half to eliminate the Green Wave in front of the largest crowd at a sporting event in the history of Mississippi.
We're a proponent for taking the ball, especially at home, right? Because the crowd's juiced up and we're rolling, there's energy in it and all those type of things. So we're a really good first drive offense, when that script gets going and they've got a good idea of the game plan and all those type of things. So I think it's really important to start fast. Obviously, it helps you from a defensive standpoint as well. I did not think we executed very well at all on defense tonight. I know the scoreboard shows something different, but we've got to execute better on defense on a more consistent basis. But I am proud of their effort and obviously keeping them out of the end zone, which is a big piece.
There's never like a point and a finger. There's never a high and a low. There's never an overreaction. It all stays right here. This team's done a really good job. So we knew going into this, postseason, there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows in the game. We just got to keep it right here. So we're very pleased how we started off tonight. Both halves, as far as like going down there and be able to execute, score, come away with touchdowns. But at the same time, if we had started out slow, that can't be a reason that we don't finish the way we want to. We've just got to go ahead and keep on the process and put the plays together and keep getting the ball down the field and converting those situations.
Yeah, we started the game off really hot. First 2 drives were, touchdown scoring drives, and then we kind of struggled a little bit. Had to watch the tape, see what they were going to do defensively. I missed a slant to Deuce, which was crucial. I was pretty mad about that one, and I wanted that one back. But, we regrouped. Second half, adjustments really well, and, we knew that we were a really good team and that we could really execute, and that's what we did.
The win officially sets up a rematch with the lone team who defeated the Rebels this season, the Georgia Bulldogs, who are set to play in the Sugar Bowl for the 2nd consecutive year. After celebrating his first win as the Ole Miss head coach tonight, Pete Golding and the Rebels will begin preparations for Georgia on Monday morning.
We're going to enjoy it tonight, and then we'll be back to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I was born and raised in Hammond. Obviously, recruiting-wise, we like to take a 5-hour geographical region and go recruit from. So we got a lot of guys from Louisiana, South Mississippi, Mobile area and all that. So I think that's really good for our players and then obviously our fans. We got a big Jackson group, South group, on the coast and all that. So I think New Orleans is a place everybody enjoys going to visit. And it's a great venue. The Sugar Bowl does an unbelievable job. We've been there several times at several different places. So we're going to be challenged in a really good Georgia team, but it's a great venue, great place to play, and great food.
Yeah, to have another shot at Georgia is a lot of our teammates are excited about that. When we found out that they were the next game, winner of this game, it was a lot of people were, really excited. We felt like that we played really good versus Georgia early on in the season. We just couldn't finish it. I struggled in the 4th quarter, and I have a lot of redemption to do in the next game. So I'm excited to get back at them and, watch the tape and see what we can do and see what we can fix.
Both Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacey suffered injuries in the first half on Saturday, but both players did return to action in the second half. Of course, both players will be key factors against Georgia on New Year's Day in the Sugar Bowl when Ole Miss looks to get one step closer to a national championship. For now, here in Oxford, I'm Matty Gregorio, WLOX News Now.